Good and Erev Shabbos. Welcome back to Turn Friday into Erev Shabbos. So great to be together again as Fridays are about to become a lot shorter. When we change the clock, even more important to schedule and turn our Fridays into Erev Shabbos. I want to thank our generous sponsor, Many Tzvora Fishman, in memory of Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sachs, Rabbi Yaakov Tzib, and David Aryeh. Super big thank you for your generosity. Here comes that siren. It is almost time and almost ready for the Heilig of the Holy Shabbos. So we were discussing last time the importance of experiencing a Shabbos, that you're tapping into not only the externals of Shabbos, not only the superficial of Shabbos, but tapping into the depth of Shabbos, the beauty of Shabbos. And how do you measure? How do you know which part of Shabbos you're most looking forward to? What part of Shabbos you're most experiencing from? Which part of Shabbos is most driving your rest of the week? And I told you about our family minhag, the Motzash email, the Motzash voice note, Motzei Shabbos. When you're trying to communicate to your children, to your parents, to your siblings in Eretz Yisrael and Israel, because they're already asleep when Shabbos ends here in America, or in Israel, we are still having Shabbos when it ends there in Israel. You can't talk till Sunday. Who can wait till then? So you're communicating between the two. What do you talk about? The menu, the recipes, or the zmiros, the stories? What is the most important that you leave a message about? Who you are with in the conversations, the Divrei Torah and the davening, or the politics, the little details, the controversy, the dress, the clothing, the fashion? What is the most important? Arguably, it's all okay as long as it's permissible by halacha. But what's the emphasis? Which is the ikr? Which is the core? And which is secondary? If someone were to go back and listen to your Motzash voice notes, what would they conclude you care about and what you value the most about Shabbos? What do you draw and extract the most from Shabbos? That's how we're able to identify, articulate what our Shabbos is really all about. Let's go back to B'yam Derechecha, the new sefer of Efrem Morgenstern on Shabbos that we've been learning. I want to thank my dear friends, the Strauss family, an incredible family, leaders, generous, for sponsoring this sefer of Rav Itcher Morgenstern. The Strausses should only have simcha and nachas and great things for all their children. So back to Rav Itcher, and he's been teaching us that Bechlal, they have a principle. Person doesn't give a gift to somebody who won't value it. You don't take something precious, you don't take something valuable, you don't take something you care about and gift it or grant it to someone who doesn't understand what it's all about, who won't cherish it, who won't appreciate it, who won't use it. It's a waste to give it to them. If we want to merit to receive the great light and the beauty, the inspiration of Shabbos from Hashem, then we have to show them that we're marich. We value, we cherish, we use, we care about. So the first thing Rav Itcher told us in our relationship and our attitude toward Shabbos is l'ratzos. We have to show that we have our ratzon. Our ratzon is our eagerness, our will, our drive. Does a person love the weekday and Shabbos? You concede, you have to keep Shabbos. What choice do you have? It's a halacha, but you can't wait till Shabbos to end. Or is your ratzon Shabbos? Is all week to get to the Makor HaBracha? Is all week we work so hard, we prepare so much in order to tap into the source of all bracha? If Hashem were to look at, if our Motzash voice notes were listened to, where is our ratzon? For Shabbos to end or for Shabbos to begin? Do we live for the weekday? Do we live for Shabbos? What do we love? What do we value more? If we want that gift to keep on coming, we have to show the giver of that gift, the Ribono Shalom himself, how much we care about it. Yisod Beis, the second Yisod. The second Yisod is to prepare, to get ready, to be invested. That Friday is not Friday. I don't know anything about Friday. Friday is Erev Shabbos. Friday is the holy and the heilige Erev Shabbos. There's no such thing as Friday. From the moment we wake up in the morning, we can smell that smell of Shabbos. The table set for Shabbos. The Divrei Torah are coming out of the printer for Shabbos. And we're already thinking about our schedule. We're working backwards for Shabbos. What time is licht benching? What time is candlelighting? What time is shul start? Okay, then I need to be ready at this time. Then I need to come home at this time. Then this has to happen in this way. Our entire Friday is different than any other day of the week, so much so that if someone were watching, reviewing the cameras in our home, they would say, oh, that's not an ordinary weekday. That's not Friday. That's Erev Shabbos. Ratzon, will, drive is one thing. To love, to value, to cherish Shabbos, to have a will and a drive, to want to keep it and be moved by it, it's one thing. But you know, the root of the word ratzon, of will, is ratz, to run. How do you know what you care about? You run to go do it. You can't claim to care about something and then move slowly and then not do it. You don't really want to then, which may be okay, but stop claiming you want to. You want to, but you don't really want to. If you wanted to, you would. So how do you know if it's someone's ratzon? How do you measure whether, in fact, indeed, it is a person's ratzon will? Are they rutz? Do they run? Do they go to do it? This pasuk says you have to prepare. You have to prepare. How do you know if you love Shabbos? What does your Friday look like? If your Friday is any other ordinary day, or if you're schlepping and complaining and miserable and fabissina while you're preparing for Shabbos, so it's not really your ratzon. But if you're singing and dancing, if you're counting down, if you're excited, if you are calibrating your entire day around it, if you're running, then not running because you're late for Shabbos, running to prepare for Shabbos, that's your ratzon. When a person prepares, then you value the gift. So if we exhibit, if we demonstrate to Hashem, I value, I cherish, I care about, I'm counting down, I love, I'm running, then it means I care. But if a person is neglecting and indifferent and apathetic and complacent, then Hashem says, I'm not sure this is where I want to give my gift. I'm not sure this is where I want to spread and share my light. And this is a critically important avoda, says Rav Meir. The Arizal says, a person needs to prepare themselves. No, says the Arizal, that a person needs to prepare themselves to receive the extra light in the 6 days of the week. The Arizal says Shabbos is not just about tapping into its holiness and its sanctity and its intensity on Shabbos. Those 24, 25 hours a week, they're not enough. Shabbos is about becoming so charged, so overloaded with it that we have enough to carry us throughout the entire week. Sometimes you could have those battery packs, a charger, and it carries enough for one charge. So if you find yourself in a place where you have no outlet, you can't plug in, you have one charge. But then they have those battery packs and steroids. 3 people can each plug in, and it'll give each of them 5 charges, and that's how much it's carrying. So then you walk around with a different confidence, because no matter how drained my battery gets, I can plug in and I've got multiple charges. That's what Shabbos is. Shabbos is not just it gets me through Shabbos. Shabbos, it has the charges to get me through the entire week. Even though I'll get drained and I'll be distracted, and even though I'll have challenges, and even though we're going to struggle, and even though we'll get confused, my priorities, my values, what's most important, Shabbos, I so load up on charges, my battery pack, that I'm able to carry and extract and draw from it the whole week. This is the main vessel. The kind of Shabbos that we want to have is one that we leave that Motzash voice note. We talk about the Shabbos we had, and wow, I'm still drawing and living off of that last Shabbos. I'm still feeling, I'm still connected, I'm still excited. I'm back, but I was in Eretz Yisrael, my nephew's bar mitzvah last Shabbos. Just left a voice note before Shabbos for my brother and sister-in-law in Israel. Thank you. Last Shabbos was unbelievable. And here are the things that were unbelievable about it. Not just the food and the hospitality. Here are the things that were the Divrei Torah and the singing and the fun and the laughs and the games and Shabbos afternoon, the time that we spent together. And Shabbos, that davening Friday night, and that laning, and that Dvar Torah. Wow, it's still packing a punch all week long. And I can't believe it's already the next Shabbos, because it gave me so much energy. I can't believe a whole week went by in between. What is the message that we leave? What do we take out? How does Shabbos charge us? How does Shabbos give us what we need to get through the rest of the week? So what is this hachana? How do we do it? Hachana yesh ba kama gevanim. Says Rav Meir, what is this hachana? It has many, many different approaches. We're going to talk about 4 of them. We'll just start today. Hachana ba'ofen ma'asi. First, there is the preparing for Shabbos, the countdown, the ratzon, the ratz, the ritzui, in the world of action. Lachin sarche Shabbos, but po'al mamish. There is no Shabbos if you don't shop and cook and set a table. There is no Shabbos if you don't clean your suit, your shirt, shower, shave. There is no Shabbos if you don't actionably do what you need to do to demonstrate that Shabbos is coming. Each person according to what they need to do. They have to have a to-do list, a task list. Shabbos should be designed around it, and a person has to be bepoel, in practice, in action, actually preparing for Shabbos. That is number 1. Number 2 is b'chlal achan lashkil l'lumas haTorah she'eches l'Shabbos. We'll start with this next week. Next week, Shabbos is an hour earlier. We're changing the clock in America. I got to change the clock and get the extra hour last week in Israel, this week in America. I recommend that for everybody. It's an excellent way to gain more time. So a person has to be even more prepared. When Friday gets even shorter, you have to wake up with a game plan. You have to wake up knowing what you're going to do. Lahavdil in the world of sports. They asked the coach after you won the game, how'd you do it? Said, we went into the game, we had a game plan. We knew exactly what we wanted to do, how we wanted to do it, and we executed. And that's what Friday has to be. I have a game plan, and I execute the game plan. You can't Friday afternoon be scrambling and running, and you have to go in with a game plan. What do we need to do? Let's work backwards. When do we need to be ready? How are we going to make Friday calm, serene, the Makor HaBracha, the source of all bracha? You got to learn about and value Shabbos. We will, Mitzvah Hashem, pick up with that next time. Until next time, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay holy. Oy, oy, lekavod Shabbos. So good to be back. Have a phenomenal Shabbos, everybody. Lekavod Shabbos.